episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, I will be telling you what has been transpiring in the United States court as regards the drug case involving the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is not to should I say cast aspersion on anybody. It is just for educational purposes. A lot has been happening, and if you look at it, the mainstream media, some of them, they don't have the courage to carry some of these stories, and some of them they may even want to carry it, but the NBC, just because they are speaking as regards the president, they won't want them to speak about the story, so they will just, to avoid trouble, stay away from it. And sometimes you have platforms that they really want to speak about it, but some don't actually know what to say, how to go by this very difficult topic, but without falling deep into trouble. So today on this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, we'll be looking at the case in Chicago. There is a case going on in Chicago, and I will be telling you about the fireworks in court. It's very interesting. There's been a lot of things that is going on. The fireworks in court as regards the case involving Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust something there, my lightning. Okay. So I will be telling you some of the things that you need to know, what has been going on in court in United States. So we'll dive deep into it. We'll be unearthing a lot of things. Trust me, a lot has been going on. The Aron Greenspan, the likes of David Hundeyin, whoever is funding them, have been fighting very hard, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself has been fighting so very hard to make sure that, regardless of anything, that particular document, that file, as regards his dealings, his living and transactions in the United States, do not get to the Nigerian people. Why is Bola Ahmed Tinubu trying to prevent this thing? The reason is best known to him, but of course we can make some assertions. So if you are watching me, try and say hi, give me a sound check, let me know if I am loud and clear. So we'll be looking at these issues. It's going to be a very interesting time, and I hope to keep it as short as possible. What I can tell you is that, you see, this particular video is for a purpose. Thank you, Catherine Crown. Thank you. Catherine Crown is saying hi. You see, what I can tell you before I do anything is this particular video. Peter Williams, I see you. God bless you. Now, what I can tell you is that, you see, this particular video that I'm making today, it's a very difficult one. But sometimes I like to make difficult videos, particularly if it would be of educational purpose. So if the video that I'm making, if it would be of educational purpose, then I like to make some difficult videos. The last time I was live, I was speaking about the operations of the DSS, and it's a lengthy video. Do want to catch up with it. There is a lot to learn from that particular video, and I believe Buchi Ovuke and Ugo Aga saying hi. God bless all of you. I see you. So in that particular video, I was able to enlighten Nigerians as regards some of the operations of the DSS, and why people sometimes, get angry with the DSS and they abuse the hell out of the DSS and all that. So I was able to kind of like orientate Nigerians that the DSS naturally is a noble organization and is expected to be, but then whatever the commander-in-chief wants definitely is what they will do. So you can catch up with that live. Now today, there is a new and fresh topic as regards what has been happening in the United States. Adebayo Sholola, I'm trying to, is it Osholola, right? And I don't know, but shout out to you, Adebayo Sholola is saying hi. So there is a case in the United States at the moment, and most Nigerians don't know that the president have been fighting like crazy in the United States as regards the release of his file in that particular country. So on this episode, I will be telling you what has been transpiring in that United States court, what has been happening there, some of the things that you need to know as regards what is going on in that court in the United States. What is the argument of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu team? What is the argument of the lawyers of Aron Greenspan? Taiwo Gideon is saying, okay, it says Sholola from US. God bless you. Great to have you. So on this particular episode, I will be talking about the fireworks. A lot has been going on in the United States. There's been this back and forth between the lawyers of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and that of Aron Greenspan. Who is Aron Greenspan? I will be telling you in a moment. But let me first of all say shout out to People's Gazette, sincerely. Shout out to People's Gazette. People's Gazette have been doing a wonderful job. I don't know the brain, I don't know the power behind People's Gazette, but when it comes to like online platform for some of this news, People's Gazette is doing a lot of work. As regards the TV stations, Arise News is doing a very great job in that regard. So these are like my favorites anyway. And a lot is going on in the politics. So today, Onyeka Kenneth Ogbu saying, great to have all of you. If you can tell me where you are watching from, I will greatly appreciate it. So today I will be telling you what has been going on in court. It is a matter of public knowledge that in the 1990s, Tinubu was in the United States. He forfeited about 430 or 60,000 US dollars at that point in time, and a lot has been going on. Now, let me tell you the reason for this video. God bless you, Dele Peteru, from Nigeria, and Onyeka from Surulere, Lagos, Taiwo Gideon from Lagos. Trust me, I appreciate people that are watching me from Nigeria because it takes a lot to get data and all that, and trust me, you won't regret it one bit. But before I start, let me say something important. This video is not to victimize anybody. This video is for educational purposes. This video is for enlightenment purpose. In fact, I must confide in you that I didn't want to make this video at all. I didn't want to go near the topic because I was thinking that if I do this topic now, the Tinubu camp or even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself may be thinking that, okay, who is this guy? Why is he interested in my case? Well, I'm just, a private citizen. I hate nobody. I love nobody. And when I see a case that I can use to do some teachings and we can learn one or two things from each other, I'm not always afraid to bring such case to you. That's why you will see that sometimes some of the things that you hear on my platform, it is very difficult for you to see people that would treat that particular topic the way I will treat it. They usually say professional for a reason, right? That is it. So this video is for education purpose, just for us to enlighten ourselves. It is not to abuse Bola Ahmed Tinubu or to cast aspersion on him or anything. No. In fact, the reason why I'm making this video is that I found a way that this particular video also favors Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I will tell you how. You see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there's something going on in the US court. And if everything goes on like that, Bola Ahmed Tinubu may eventually win. And if you stick with me in this video, you understand why I say so. If I present to you the argument of his lawyers against FBI, against DEA, that is Drug Enforcement Administration, that's the DEA, in the court, in the District Court of Colombia in the United States, when I present these things to you, at the end of the day, maybe one day, you just say breaking news, court stops the US government from releasing Tinubu's document, or you just said breaking news, Tinubu wins in the United States, or breaking news, Tinubu's document can no longer be released, you would understand the angle that this thing is coming from. It will not just be like, oh, it just happened like that, without you knowing the process and procedure that led to that. And at the end of the day, if that happens, this my video will be one of the videos that will even be helpful to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because when people come back and watch this video, they will now say, okay, now we understand why Tinubu was victorious in the US and the US government couldn't release his drug files anymore. So you can see that on one hand, it is also beneficial to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and on the other hand, if you look at the video again, you would see that it makes Nigerians to know what is going on in the United States as regards the life and times of their president and the effort that their president has been putting in the United States to make sure that things go the way he wants, for reason best known to him. So when I was able to picture out a way how this video particularly favors Tinubu and how it doesn't too favor him, then I'm like, okay, now I can make this video because I have found a middle ground. I don't usually like to make videos that it will just be as if you are coming for somebody, or you have something against that person, or you hate that person, or there's something between you and that person. If you notice me, I don't usually behave like that, and that's why I say I don't love anybody, I don't hate anybody. So I need to make that clear, because because I was to do this video yesterday, but then I was tired, and at the same time, I was looking for, okay, how do I find a middle ground to this? So at the end of the day, trust me, Bola Ahmed Tinubu can win in the US court, but when it happens, hopefully that you would share the message to other people that, okay, this is why the US government didn't release his document, because if a judgment is given in his favor and it is announced, I can say that Nigerians will go up in flames. Nigerians will be very angry, because Nigerians, including I myself, are interested in what is in that particular file in the United States. Everybody is interested in it. Even the child that is not born yet is interested in it. Even people that are dead, that are long dead, that are watching whether from heaven or hell, they are interested in what is in that particular file. And the reason why I am interested in it is that why is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fighting very hard? Because I've never seen, people fight very hard like this in a long while. So why is he fighting very hard? So that arose the interest of somebody like me, that, oh, this energy that Mr. President is using to fight very hard, that, oh, this document, thou shall not be released. And I sat down and I think that, okay, Mr. President, you see this energy, if you put it into the economy, if you put it into the security, if you put it into agriculture, if you put it into health, if you put it into education, trust me, Nigerians will love you, gone. Nigerians will be very happy with you. Nigerians will be singing your praises. In fact, you have not done anything much. The APC guys are speaking as if you are the best that has ever happened to the country. Now, if you now do something significant, then what will now happen? So the energy has been so intense as regards the release of the drug files, and that, for me, from the scholarly perspective, from the academic perspective, it arose my interest, because it teaches me something about political behavior, in the sense that their theories, their assertions, theories are in their thousands, but our daily life, our daily occurrence usually do something, which is that it either contradicts the existing theory or it ratifies that theory. What do I mean by that? It either nullifies the theory or it strengthens that particular theory. If it nullifies the theory and the theory continues to get nullified and nullified and nullified, then over time, another new theory will emerge. Another new theory will now evolve based on the consistent pattern that have negated the existing theory. I don't know whether I'm going to academical in this regard, but some of you will understand what I'm saying. So I'm always interested in some of these things, particularly political behavior, because it will either affirm or negate the theory. For instance, let me give you an instance before I go deep into the drug file case issue. For instance, little did Nigerians know that there's a theory called instrumentalism in social science. Instrumentalism means that somebody in position of power, somebody in position of influence, or somebody that desires power and influence will try to navigate you, will try to influence you without you knowing, just so that you can be used as an instrument for that person to achieve his or her aim. Nigerians did not know that many of them fall into that category, that they were just being used as instrument for the purpose of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to eventually emerge as president. And I'll give you an example in that regard. The protest, the Occupy Nigeria protest, is a perfect example. The Occupy Nigeria protest, Nigerians did not know that fuel subsidy at that point in time wasn't a scam. It wasn't a scam as many people were made to believe that it is. And Kayode Fayemi, the former governor of Ekiti State, said it that at that point in time, they know, but they just want to make it political. So most of Nigerians, if you tell them at that point in time, during the era of Goodluck Jonathan, if you make any live video and you are telling them that from the history of Nigeria, from 1958, that Shell discovered oil in Oloibiri in Bayelsa State, since that time, looking at the political economy of Nigeria, fuel subsidy is really not a scam. Nigerians will come for you. In fact, some people that have never attended school in their life, some of them will tell you, get out, you don't know what you are saying. We see a lot on a platform like this. This platform is more like a leveler, because anybody can just say anything, but I don't spare people when they throw insult. I isolate them, which means that they cannot, their chat can never show again on my platform. And once I isolate people, it is forever and ever. I don't ever look back to say I want to go and, is it on block or on isolate? I don't do that. Once I do it, it's for life. Final. that is it. Because I am convinced in my spirit that is either you are immature or you don't lack sense, or your orientation is so silly that I really can't flow with you, so I'll just isolate you. So if you look at it well, many people did not know that they were being used as instruments, and ignorance does a lot. Because at the end of the day, the man that was employing the theory of instrumentalism at that time, such that he himself may not even know that that is the theory that he is employing at that point in time, the man eventually became a beneficiary of the theory of instrumentalism, because the likes of Wole Soyinka, a Nobel laureate, a professor with profound respect, I doff my hat for him, fell into the category of people that were used as instruments, knowingly or unknowingly. The likes of Jide Kosoko, Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, they fell into that category. Femi Anikulapo Kuti fell into that category. A lot of Nollywood actresses, a lot of Nigerians trooped down to Ojota, and the protest went on and on. How will you know that they are just being used as instruments? You try that kind of protest now that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president. They will do their best to avoid it. So that is why they say knowledge is power. And once you are knowledgeable about something, definitely that thing, it will be very difficult for that thing to kill you, right? Something you have great knowledge about. And that is why I usually say that I look forward to one day that I'll be able to learn from some of you as well. Some of you are engineers, some of you are medical doctors, some of you are caterers. I look forward to a day that I will learn from one of you. And Ramon Adewale Adeyemi is saying, Akubuike Chibuzo is saying, Buchi Ovuike, I see you. Then there is Joe Hours. Joe Hours is also saying, I then blessing Chi Basil. I saw when your message coming, I thought you were saying but at some point you retract the message. But I saw when the message dropped live on my screen. So now let us go into what is happening in the United States. Cletus Christopher Ode is also saying, great to have all of you. Now let us go into the United States, because I have a lot to cover and I want to do it as fast as possible. Now, there has been controversy as regards the life and times of Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was in the United States. You will recall that Bola Ahmed Tinubu spent quality time in the United States. He lived in the United States for quite a number of years. And when he decided to put himself in the public domain, particularly as the president of Nigeria, naturally, you would have been hearing that if you want to know when your father met your mother and they had intercourse that gave birth to you, if you want to know the date and time, some of you don't know that it is possible to calculate the date and time. Some of you don't know that if they look at your date of birth and they minus 9 months from it, there are some medical experts that can predict that you were conceived in so week of so. They may not be able to state the particular day, but they will say, oh, you were conceived in the second week of September, 1830, because I know some of you are as old as Methuselah. So they would say that, okay, you were conceived, that your mother, conceived you so week, so year. So if you want to join politics, be ready for that. Particularly if you want to aspire to be a president, the higher the level, the more the problem that you have. If you want to be a local government chairman, the people that will be interested in your past will be the people in that particular local government, because that is where your jurisdiction covers. If you want to be a state governor, the people that will be interested in your past will be the people in that particular state, because you are coming to rule over them. If you now want to be a president, it is more problem for you because the scope has expanded. Definitely, the people that would want, the people that will be interested in your case would also expand, because you are seeking to rule over them. So the life is no longer your own. I remember that song that they say, oh, this is it, this life or this world is not my own, something like that. That particular song applies to anybody that wants to become a politician. So you cannot be a politician and expect that people will not investigate you. In fact, I usually tell people, if you know you have lived a shady life, I was speaking with a friend some time ago, and I told my friend that, I realized from my knowledge as a political scientist that some things are not meant for some people. When I said my knowledge as a political scientist, something dropped in my head, which is, I saw somebody's comment. Somebody said that, Dr. Didi, most times you refer to yourself as a political scientist. I didn't reply to that comment because that's the first comment that the person will ever make on my video, and I know that that person would have been watching me for a while. So you have never commented on any of my video. The first comment that you ever make is for you to say, oh, that I usually refer to myself as a political scientist. And the big question is, what am I? Am I an engineer? Am I not a political scientist? I'm a political scientist. That is what am I. So if you don't want me to refer to myself as a political scientist, what should I refer to myself as? Should I refer to myself as a caterer? Am I Udabasi? No. What am I? Am I a politician? No. What am I? I'm a political scientist. So Nigerians can be, very funny people sometimes, and I just left that particular person because I don't know what to do with that particular comment. So, and some of you don't know. Let me give you a secret, right? Some of you don't know that when you are on a platform, especially if it is YouTube, it is possible for the person that is handling that channel to trace every comment that you have made on their channel. Some of you don't know. So if you have been making bad comment and you have been escaping it, the day the person will see a bad comment, the person will click something, and all the comments that you have been making on that channel will come out, everything like this, and the person will now be reading all your comments. Some of you don't know that YouTube is so advanced, is so sophisticated. The person will not. Let me pick a name. For instance, Abdul Wahab Olayemi Mohammed. Good evening. You are saying evening to you, Abdullah Olayemi Mohammed. If you are making a comment on my channel, there's a way that there's a place that I will click that I will see all the comments that you have made on each and every of my videos. So in fact, there are some people that you will be able to see whether that person has subscribed to your channel or not. And I can tell you that sometimes some of the people that give headache are not even subscribers to your channel. And when you look at it, you will see all the channel that the person has subscribed to. You will be seeing everything like it. Then you will be looking at it. You won't even see yourself there. And the person is giving you problem. I can see somebody here. Let me quickly isolate this Rowan McDowell. These are some of the fools we are talking about. Yeah, great. So some of you don't know that particular thing. So I just gave you a secret now that if you are on any channel at all, if you're on any channel, be careful, because the person that is handling that channel can trace every comment that you've made. The person can see every video that you've watched. The person can see whether you like or something. So I just gave you that secret. It's just a free secret anyway. I just decide to share it with you. So in the United States, back to the issue of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is a guy called Aron Greenspan. Aron Greenspan. Aron is spelled Aaron. Greenspan is called green, then you put span, S-P-A-N. Aron Greenspan. So that Aron Greenspan was all of a sudden, which is not related to Nigeria at all. Let us be fair to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Aron Greenspan suddenly just decided that he wants to investigate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now that makes it very interesting. Aron Greenspan has something like an NGO in the United States. Though he has an organization, there are debates whether his organization is for profit or not. Oh, Mr. Ola Adewale, one of my favorite viewers, I see you. God bless you, my brother. Mr. Ola Adewale is saying hi. So Aron Greenspan operates an organization, like an informative organization in the United States. Suddenly, from nowhere, Aron Greenspan just picked interest in Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And don't forget that Aron Greenspan is not a Nigerian. Aron Greenspan is not an half-caste. I'm trying to look for an half-caste, maybe like Ramsey Noah, for instance, the popular actor. Looking at you, you know that this one is an half-caste. Aron Greenspan is not an half-caste. That means that he is pure American. So for a pure American to suddenly be interested in the past of somebody aspiring to be the president of Nigeria, or somebody that is the president of Nigeria, then, in fairness to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it leaves a trace that why is this person interested? Because if you are watching me from abroad, definitely you would know, or if you are the type that have lived abroad for so long, you will know that people in the diaspora, like your host communities, the people that are abroad, right, they are not interested in anything Nigerian. In fact, one of the best way to piss off a white man is to mention Nigeria. I can tell you from my experience living in different countries, I can tell you that one of the best way that you can decide to piss off a white man, if you mention anything Nigeria. God bless you for pressing the love button, and do want to subscribe to this channel if you are here to. So if you want to piss a white man off, just mention anything Nigeria. The white man will be so pissed with you as if you have committed a crime. So Aron Greenspan suddenly gained interest in Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that itself may have inspired Bola Ahmed Tinubu to fight tooth and nail, thinking that, oh, why would a white man, Bola himself has lived in the United States for so long, so he himself knows this thing that I'm saying, that white men are ordinarily not interested in anything African. But for a white man to now be fighting so hard that what Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in the 1990s, I am interested in it. I want to know it. That document in FBI, that document in DEA, because there's document in FBI, CIA, DEA. DEA is, I think, Department, Drug Enforcement Administration. Yes, Drug Enforcement Administration. That's the meaning of DEA in the United States. So Aron Greenspan, the American, is fighting tooth and nail that without this Bola Tinubu, that document, we want it. We want to know it. And it is interesting. If Aron Greenspan is an African, if Aron Greenspan is a Nigerian, if Aron Greenspan is if Aron Greenspan originates from Chicago in the United States, if the family of Aron Greenspan, if they are ancestrally from Chicago, then we may say that, okay, maybe Bola don't lose guard for his great-grandfather or his grandfather at some point in time, and Aron Greenspan is now trying to seek revenge. That's why I like to be clear, and that's why I say in my analysis, I always like to be fair to everybody. You can see now, I'm literally speaking somehow in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because ordinarily, the truth is that if you are watching, some of you that are watching me from abroad cannot testify to this, that a white man ordinarily is not interested in you or anything. And that is why you would see that if you meet a white man, that white man is never interested in a Yimba Football Club of Aba. That white man doesn't want to know what happened there. That white man is not interested in fufu, eba, amala, some of these things, and that is why I usually uphold my culture. And when people ask me that, oh, DG, which club do you support? I usually tell them, Eyimba Football Club of Aba. They will laugh and say, is that one a club? I will say, yes, that's the club I support. If they ask me again, I'll say, oh, Gateway FC. That's my club. The reason is that I know the way these white people are so disinterested in anything African or anything Nigerian. They are very, very disinterested. They don't care. They don't even want to know. In fact, it took me time to realize that Nigeria does not have an international star. When Nelson Mandela died, I was abroad at that point in time, and I realized that all over the world they know Nelson Mandela. And I was thinking that, wait, is it that nobody, Nigeria does not have an international star? I'm not talking of, in entertainment. I'm talking of in the political scene. I was now wondering that, Nigeria no get star at all. So all this Obasanjo, as if he's one. So nobody know him. Baba Walker, though, you feel think say you be star. Now only Africa, maybe West Africa and maybe the southern part of Africa, now they know you. If you cross over to, Europe, among their government, feel know you. But among the ordinary Europeans, among the ordinary Americans, they don't know you. Nobody know all this Nigeria. You just see them, all this. In fact, if you go to do this research, and if you do it, come and give me the feedback later. When you enter a bus, just ask any random person, a white man, and say, oh, do you know Tinubu? They will ask you, who is Tinubu? Who is that? No. I don't know that guy. I'm not. So some people will just even tell you in an insulting way, I've never heard that name before. Tinubu or what? I don't care who he is. Some of them will respond to you in a very terrible manner. So for somebody like Aron Greenspan to now decide to look into Bola Ahmed Tinubu, so much so that he is interested in a court order that court release the document and file about this guy. First, let me give you the background, which is that they wrote to FBI, DEA, CIA. Now give us the file of this man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and those ones were incorporating. They didn't respond on time, and they had to file a case in court. But Aron Greenspan wasn't working alone. Now, in fairness to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Aron Greenspan was collaborating with a Nigerian. Aron Greenspan was collaborating with a Nigerian at one point in time by the name David Hundeyin. Some of you would have heard that name before. David Hundeyin is a Nigerian and he calls himself an investigative journalist and he tried to investigate some of these things. So David Hundeyin, now collaborated with Aron Greenspan and they now filed a case in court. That was the likely genesis of this thing. They now filed a case in the United States court that, okay, court, for so reason, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Nigerian. He wants to be president. We are interested in his past. Oh yeah, court, give us an order. Compel FBI, CIA, DEA to release whatever they have about this man. And what was the argument? They argued that if you release whatever you have about this man, it would help Nigerians to know who they want to vote for. It will help Nigerians to be informed about who wants to lead them. Aron Greenspan and David Hundeyin argue that leadership is a very important thing. Leadership is a very crucial thing. And if you want to lead a country, definitely you must have nothing to hide. And trust me, yours truly, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, GCFR, with profound respect, before he was the candidate of APC and the national leader of APC before becoming the candidate. Tinubu decided to fight back. Now, let us look at it. Ordinarily, if people want your document, I usually tell people, if you want my document, I don't care. You think that, oh, this guy, he calls himself Dr. Moshola. If I say this guy, if he be all this honorary doctorate, this guy, if he never even go school self, I want to investigate this guy. You are free. If you look at my profile on YouTube, it's there. Write the school. You think, oh, this guy has never been to the UK, said he graduated from University of Nottingham for his master. I want to investigate him. You are free. Just write them. In fact, if they don't want to release it to you, write me. Copy me in the email. I will write to my school that release the document to so person. Because why? I don't have anything at all to hide. So naturally, that filing that case could have helped Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ordinarily, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu were to be somebody like me, it would have vindicated him. It would have made him to come clean, and it would have saved Nigerians a lot of headache. You see, when there is a vacuum, and I don't know what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is hiding, with profound respect to him, but when there is a vacuum, people will fill the vacuum, in the sense that, let's say Omoshola Deji now wants to be president of Nigeria, and I want to be president, and let's say Ola Adewale or Cletus, Christopher Ode, some of the people I have in my comment section, I'm just using the name randomly. So if Ola Adewale or Cletus Christopher Ode is now saying that, okay, you want to be president, but we'd like to know you. We like to know you. You this DG, are you sure you are competent? We like to know. And I begin to fight tooth and nail. I begin to hire lawyers. And if you know what it takes to hire some of these lawyers, don't forget that the lawyer Tinubu we hire, it's not all this roadside lawyer. It's not all this non-entity, all these ragtag lawyers. It's not lawyers that don't know their worth. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to hire a lawyer, he will hire the best brain. He will, in fact, if it is possible to bring down Jesus Christ from heaven and say, oh, come and represent me, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has what it takes to summon down Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ want to collect money and say, come and represent me in this particular case, and such kind of lawyers, you will pay very hard for it. You will pay. In fact, all these cases back and forth since the election time, Tinubu would have spent millions of dollars, because all these lawyers, they are not cheap. So you may want to wonder that, okay, naturally, you as a Nigerian, before you will spend that much on anything, you will think that is it really worth it? So if I am Bola Ahmed Tinubu, personally, I would have said that release the document to this person. It is very easy, clean and clear. Let me give you an example. When the paternity of Barack Obama was in dispute in the United States, and they were saying, oh, he wasn't born in the US, so he can't be US president and all that, it reached a point. Barack Obama had to present his birth certificate and every necessary information that, okay, you want to see it, don't worry, don't let's fight too much, we've been fighting a lot. Oh yeah, take. So I expect that could have happened, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been fighting hard for reason best known to him. So Aron Greenspan, that gained interest in the case, apparently in fairness to the president, is not for nothing. Because like I said, Oyinbo people, they know they know they too get interest in whatever is going on in Nigeria or Africa. In fact, some of them, they believe that in Africa or in Nigeria, you guys are so poor, stupid, and useless that maybe you still live on trees. Some of them don't know that if they come to Nigeria, particularly Lagos, Abuja, they will see iPhone, all this iPhone 16, they will see it in the hands of some of these girls. Those girls, they fit no get job. Oh. You understand? They fit not get any legitimate thing wey they do. Oh. They fit dey carry hook up and all this thing, but you see it in their hands. But some of them don't believe that in Nigeria, maybe if you come into Nigeria, you will see iPhone. They don't believe that you will see Lamborghini. They don't believe that you will see all this Ferrari. They don't know that those things actually exist in Nigeria. It's just that the percentage of the people that have access to it or that can afford it is so insignificant that it doesn't show. So what you are seeing is majority of Africans and Nigerians, they are impoverished. So if majority of the people are poor, when you are looking into a country or when you come into the country, because the majority are in poverty, what you would see is that poverty. What you will see in that country is that poverty, not the riches. But if it is a country that majority of the people are rich, they are okay. When you fly into that country, also what you will see is those riches. So the reason why some of these Oyibo people, what they see in Nigeria is poverty and wretchedness, is because in that Nigeria, there is riches, but majority of the people are in poverty. So when you look around, you will see more poverty than riches. In fact, the poverty will so much blind your eye, so much so that when the riches will pass, you may not even know that, oh, this is riches passing by, because Nigeria speaks poverty, breed poverty, in fact, work poverty. Let us be sincere with ourselves. I've always told people, Nigeria is a rich country, but Nigerians are very poor. But that's an analysis for another day. I don't want to go into that. Nigeria has been historically rich, stupendously rich, madly rich. If I'm to go into this topic, in fact, I may not be able to talk about the Tinubu something again. Nigeria has been historically rich, but then Nigerians are poor. Why is Nigerians poor? If you are watching me and you are here to subscribe to this channel, and you see the riches in Nigeria. If Nigeria is a good country without corruption, it's enough to sustain Nigeria, sustain Benin Republic, join Ivory Coast and Togo, join it to Nigeria. Everybody will still be all right. Everybody will still be fine. But then, what do we have in Nigeria? Poverty all over the place. So, Aron Greenspan is not fighting hard to dig up the document of Bola Ahmed Tinubu for nothing. I need to state that very clearly. That Aron Greenspan, I suspect him. I don't know who is sponsoring him. I don't know who is his backbone. But then he has no ties with Nigeria. There's no way to connect Aron Greenspan with Nigeria. And so why will you say your organization is just interested? So I don't believe in that. So for me, for David Hundeyin, I don't know who might be sponsoring David Hundeyin. Sincerely, I can't say. But some people are saying, oh, maybe it's Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. No. I don't have the truth in that regard, because Alhaji Atiku Abubakar may be doing his own. David Hundeyin may be doing his own. Do you know that there are some people that they just like and hate you for no reason? Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. One of the examples is that there are some people in life, when they see you, they will just like you for no reason. They will just, in fact, they will just like you. You won't even be able to explain why these people like you. And there are some people that there's nothing you can do. No matter how good you are, they will just hate you, also for no reason. So for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there are some people that, in fact, let him be the worst president. Let him rule as stupid or as useless as possible. There are some people that will still like him. There are some people that will still vote for him, either by the virtue of tribalism, either by virtue of religion, either by virtue of, maybe his eyeball, or maybe his dark skin, or whatever. In fact, some people like him because of his controversy. I've met somebody before that loved Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why? He said he likes Bola Ahmed Tinubu because for him to be able to jump past all this controversy and still be coming out strong, he said there is something special about him. Well, that may sound stupid to me, but to that person, that is why that person likes him. So there's some people that they will like you for no reason. There are some people that they will dislike you for no reason. So for David Hundeyin, in fairness, I cannot say that he is linked to Atiku Abubakar. He may be one of the people that like David Hundeyin for any reason, or that doesn't like David Hundeyin for a reason, you know. Sorry, Abdul Wahab, I just hide you from this channel, so you can go if you want to go. If you are watching me, if you comment, nobody can see your comment. I'm sorry, my brother. You know, I just hide you from this channel. Okay. So if you are watching me, sorry, Abdul Wahab Olayemi Mohammed. Sorry, you know. So as I was saying, David Hundeyin, I can't trace him to a particular, should I say, political group. So some people will say, oh, they are being sponsored. Sincerely, what I don't know, I won't say. I can't say that they are sponsored because I can't be able to point who their sponsor is. Some are saying, oh, it's Atiku Abubakar, it must be Atiku Abubakar. I don't have the fact in that particular regard. So now to the case and what transpired in court, the fireworks in court. Tinubu filed a motion on September 4, this September 4, very recently at the U.S. District Court in Colombia. That's where Tinubu filed the motion. You will recall that there was an order of the court that, okay, anything you can find on Tinubu, just release it. You know, anything that you can find on him, release it to the public. That was the court of one female, one lady like that. I can't remember her name now. In this same district court of Colombia. So that lady, the lady judge, gave that particular judgment at that point in time that anything you have on Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just release it, for the people. That I think the argument of the judge, yes, the argument of the judge was that whatever Tinubu is trying to hide from the people is not as important as the people knowing it, being a leader of a country. That was the argument of the judge. I'm trying to remember the name of the judge. It escaped my mind. So that particular judge, at that point in time, gave the order. But then the order wasn't pleased to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu find it a bit absurd. Again, for reason best known to him. Now, you know why he don't want me to release in document. I don't know the reason. For reason best known to him, Bola Ahmed Tinubu kicked against it. Now, there is a lawyer, a Nigerian, that is a very strong lawyer in the United States, but goes by the name Wole Afolabi. That's the lawyer that Tinubu now hired. This Wole Afolabi is good. I said it earlier that if Tinubu wants to hire a lawyer, definitely we go for the best. They will look around for people that can deliver for him, and they were able to find this Wole Afolabi. Now, Wole Afolabi was the one that represented Bola Ahmed Tinubu in court, in the District Court of Colombia. The motion was now filed on September 4, just very recently, at the U.S. District Court in Colombia, arguing that, no, this document that you said should be released should not be released. Don't forget that the judge, that female judge, I'm trying to remember her name, that female judge gave the order at one point in time. But then, even after giving the order, the FBI, the DEA, and the CIA, they wrote to the judge that they need some time. And some people were thinking that, wait, Alaye, wait, you need some time. What do you mean by that? Do you want to go to Australia to go and bring the document? Alaye, bring out this document. This document is already in your system. This document is not that you just want to manufacture it. So why does it take so long? And because you are using technology, if you just put in the search word, or you go to the year that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in the United States, just dedicate like 2, 3, 4 officers to your system. Let them search all the files. It is not that difficult. So what are you requesting additional time for? So at that point in time, people were suspecting that there is some form of, mago-mago or some politics that has been entering it by the U.S. government. And some people were asserting that Bola Ahmed Tinubu may have hired lobbyists. I've told you before, some people, if you don't know the meaning of lobbyist at this point in time, that's why you need to subscribe to this channel. I've explained what lobbyist means, and I've told you before that lobbyists, sometimes for you to hire them, you can spend as much as even $5 million. For instance, when Atiku Abubakar was being taunted by the Buhari regime at that time that he cannot go to the United States. You will recall that there was a time Atiku was contesting as president, I think against Buhari, and the likes of Festus Keyamo, I think Femi Fani-Kayode there at that point in time, and some APC guys that, that knows how to speak well, that are good orators, they were mocking him. They were making it an issue of the campaign. And it was reported then that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar hired lobbyists to plead his case before the US government as regards why they must give him that visa. And it was argued that if you don't give Atiku Abubakar this visa, you have meddled into the local politics of Nigeria, because it has become a political issue in his country, him being able to enter the US or not. And before you know it, the lobbyists allegedly did a good job. The US government granted Atiku Abubakar the visa, and when Atiku Abubakar was to travel to US, he traveled with Bukola Saraki. Some of you would understand what I'm saying. He traveled with Bukola Saraki to the United States at that point in time, and they spent some time in the US, and Atiku returned back to Nigeria. So when he entered the United States and nothing happened, definitely it wasn't an issue of campaign anymore. The thing just fade off the media space. So sometimes they hire lobbyists to plead your case before the US government. So ordinarily, whether it is the US, whether it is the UK, whether it is Canada, whether it is Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Belgium, Finland, Austria, name any of these countries, whether in Europe, America, or Oceania, these countries, they are very fast, they are very swift. If you are making inquiries for them, they don't delay, because they don't go into the files like the way they do in Nigeria. They will go to one office, they'll not be bringing out books, be looking, be opening pages. No, everything is digitalized. Everything is digitalized. So it's just inputting some keywords in the system, and everything, bro. In fact, if FBI just put Tinubu in their system, anything that has to do with Tinubu where his name is mentioned will come out within 2 minutes. So when the FBI and the CIA and the DEA, when they came up and say, we need some time, people were beginning to suspect that, there's something fishy. And don't forget that before then, there was something that the US used to respond, which is the Glomar. Oh, so God. Jesus Christ. You see, my people, knowledge is cumulative. So, some people may not appreciate my channel because I don't come online to abuse, to insult. Nigerians like to hear abuses, insult, and all that. I come with the little knowledge that God has given me, and I say it as it is. So Nigerians that are not used to that, they may not find my channel, interesting. But for people that value knowledge, they will find it interesting. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel. Blessing Chi Basil says, Deji, thank you for educating our people. I pray that Nigeria will be a good country in my lifetime. Amen. Thank you, my sister Blessing Chi Basil. Olajide Muritala, Olakunda, I see you. Oladewale, I see you. God bless all of you. So, as I was saying, there's something called Glomar response. When they got to the court, and the David Hundeyin and Aron Greenspan told the court that they should give an order that the document should be released, something happened. The FBI, the CIA, the DEA, they activated what we call Glomar response. Now, what is Glomar response? Glomar response is you saying that it is a neither yes or no. That's the best way to put it. Glomar response. You can read about it online. Glomar, that's Glomar. They put forward the Glomar response, which is that you are saying that Deji, have you eaten? And I'll say I can neither confirm whether I have eaten or not. You see that you can see that it is a yes. It is a neither yes nor no answer. They activated the Glomar response. The Glomar response apparently is a defense of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So there is an angle that the US government, if you look at it well, there is some international angle to it as regards international politicking. So when they activated the Glomar response, the judge heard the case and decided that, well, Glomar response in this case does not apply. Glomar response in this case shouldn't be the case. You should be able to affirm whether you have documents against this man called Bola Tinubu or not. Don't give a Glomar response in this instance. Glomar response evolved from a ship case. There was a ship case at one point in time in the United States, and what the US used to respond was a neither yes or no. So they adopted that name, Glomar, from that particular ship. The name of the ship is Glomar. You see, some of these things that I'm telling some of you, that's why I said sometimes I come from the educative perspective. You can Google it, Glomar response. So that since that time that Glomar response worked, they now adopted that particular name, Glomar. So if there's anything in the United States that you want to do, if they don't want to give you the information and they don't want to tell you whether they have it or not, they will respond to you using the Glomar response. That's what they will do. Glomar response. Read more about it. So the US activated the Glomar response that as regards Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we cannot confirm or we cannot say yes or no whether we have some document about the man Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But at the end of the day, the judge ruled against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and now Ewole Adewale has now filed a motion against the order of the judge. That is after the FBI, CIA, and DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, have earlier responded that they need more time. That's when they have responded, oh, we need more time. And I've explained to you that what do you need more time for? Ordinarily, the US is not a country that they will start going through the file. Everything is digital. It is there. Bring it out. But then they refuse to bring it out. Apparently, Bola Ahmed Tinubu may have been pressing his own networks. And Abosede Ojo, okay, Abosede Ojo is one of my regular viewers. She called on my live show the last time. Great to have you, man. She said, God is watching on Nigeria presently. It shall be well. God bless Nigeria. And Elvis, Leonard, he said, please confirm you are doing a good job. Okay, God bless all of you. If you are yet to subscribe, do well to subscribe to this channel. So, from, I've given you like the, from Genesis to Revelation, how the case was instituted in court, the Glomar response, the FBI, the CIA, the judgment of the judge, and now the new one is September 4. So when the FBI, CIA, and DEA, when they requested for some time to say, oh, give us some time, now the time that they request for is yet to elapse. Before that time will elapse, Bola Ahmed Tinubu filed a motion in court. You can see that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with profound respect to him, give it to him. He may not know how to lead like that, because from the people that I've had conversations with, my friends, my families, his leadership in terms of governance has been a disappointment. He may be doing a lot. Maybe what he's doing is yet to trickle down to the Nigerian people. Maybe they are yet to feel it. He may have good intentions, but if you look at it, his governance style is neither here nor there. But in terms of being cunningly smart, knowing your way, knowing how to play the game to achieve your aim. Yes, knowing how to play the game to achieve your aim. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is good at that. Give it to him. The FBI, the CIA, the DEA, they refused to release the document. They said they need more time, which apparently is just playing to the gallery. But before the time that they said that they should give them to, before we reach that date, which FBI we have nothing to say again, which CIA we have nothing to say again, which DEA we have nothing to say again. Before that time, before we get to that time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, smart guy, filed a motion in court that, hey, my Lord Justice, I am objecting to this order that you are saying that they should release my document. You can see how smart Bola Tinubu is. In fact, I watched a video some time ago and they say, fear who no fear Bola Tinubu. If you follow this US case, I quite agree with the person now that fear who no fear Bola Tinubu. And that is why, look at the way he emerged as president. Just look at the way he dribble his way from installing Buhari, supporting Buhari for second term, grab it, steal it, run away with it, whatever. Now he's the president. Now he's scheming again, 2027, of how we still remain on that seat. So now that there is a motion in court against FBI releasing that document, definitely FBI cannot release it. Are you following me in body, soul, and spirit? Now that there is a motion in court challenging that the release of those drug files and everything that contains Bola Ahmed Tinubu, definitely the FBI cannot release it. Because why? There is a case in court. Releasing it will not be a good thing because they will say that there is a case in court, let the judge decide. So you can see that the FBI itself is a bit complicit in holding the information away from Nigerians. Maybe there is something there that they think that, oh, will be too injurious to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or maybe Bola Ahmed Tinubu is truly a US asset. That's another thing. Do you know that there was a time the CIA said it's our asset? And that particular time I made a video and I tried to define what asset is and under what condition you can be an asset. That's why if you are watching me and you are yet to subscribe, you are missing a lot, sincerely. So the CIA said some time ago that is their asset. Okay, if truly this guy is your asset, you may not want to release this document, right? Let us look at it from that angle. For the US, the CIA, you say, oh, it's our asset. Asset. Just look at that word asset. I've made a video about it, months ago. So they said it's our asset. So could it be that the FBI, the CIA, or the DEA, could it be that they are even on the side of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Or are there something in those files that if released will expose the secret of the FBI, the DEA, the CIA? Is there something in those files that it will expose the world to the operation of the FBI? Because the FBI could be very coded, or the CIA. If there's anything in those files, trust me, the FBI will not want to release it. Because releasing it, the way they say in street parlance, say you don't cast. So the FBI will just cast itself. So the FBI naturally will not want to cast itself. But for FBI, let us put the arithmetic together. My people, this is simple way for Apple arithmetic. Judge gave an order. Say, no, David Hundeyin and Aron Greenspan wrote to FBI, another organization, say, give us the document as regards this guy. He's a public officer. We want to know about him. FBI did not cooperate. They went to court. Say, court, give an order that this particular document should be released to us. The FBI, when they were to respond, they respond with a Glomar response. I've explained it before, so if you are joining, if you are just joining me, you are late. Subscribe or reverse the video a bit. They activated the Glomar response. After activating the Glomar response, the judge said, no, this document should be released. Now, the FBI, the CIA, the DEA have no choice but to release the document. Then, they now hide under something that we need more time. When they said we need more time, before that time that they request for, before we could get to that time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has filed a motion in the U.S. District Court of Colombia. So you can see that the FBI and DIA, there's something, there's an arithmetic that you really can't add up in that regard. Because if FBI, if they really want to nail you, the best way for them to nail you is through an order of court. If a court has given an order that do this, they have something to rely on. They'll just go ahead and do it. So when the judge gave the order, FBI can release that judgment the next day. They can release those files the next day. For instance, when Trump gave an order that they should release the file of, is it the mother of F. Kennedy, or is it Martin Luther King? Instantly, FBI released everything. Very recently. So this thing is not difficult for FBI to release. But for reason best known to them, they decide not to. If you are watching me and you are yet to subscribe, do want to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification button and also like this video. Press the love button. It's a good exercise for your finger. Jesus Christ TV is saying, Jesus Christ TV. Now, wow. So Jesus Christ, they watch us. Or you they impersonate our Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ TV. Okay. Well, great to have you here. So that is it. So the lawyer, Wole Afolabi, have been doing a brilliant job. Give it to him. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's lawyer, I don't know where he find that guy. I don't know, but he's a Nigerian in the United States. But that Wole Afolabi has been doing a brilliant job. See, when you see a brilliant lawyer, give it to him. Let us be real. This Wole Afolabi, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's lawyer, may be the lifesaver of Bola Ahmed Tinubu may just be the person that will save Tinubu from, could I say, generational and monumental embarrassment. What did Tinubu ask for in court when they filed a motion? Tinubu asked court to enforce previous order that allowed FBI and DEA to withhold personal record. Now, I need you to follow me in body, soul, and spirit. Do not be distracted, because if you are, you may not get what I'm about to say. Now, when they filed this motion, Wole Afolabi, the lawyer of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what is the grounds that is using in court against Aron Greenspan and David Hundeyin? Wole Afolabi told the court that, my lord, enforce previous order that allows FBI and DEA to withhold personal record. Now, what does this mean? There is a policy in the United States that if you are a public official, anything that is personal to you, that this FOI, Freedom of Information Act, the Freedom of Information law in the United States, that it should be targeted at the performance of the government. It should be targeted at knowing information about what you are doing in government, or knowing information about the office that you occupy. Please follow me in body, soul, and spirit. I beg you in the name of God. That the FOI, that's the argument of Tinubu's lawyers, that this FOI that they are activating, that they are saying that you should use it to order for the release of Tinubu's drug files. No, the FOI cannot be applied under this circumstance. That the FOI in the United States is for government purposes. If you want to know what is happening in the government, how much government has spent, how much has been budgeted, who bid for this contract before it was awarded, you can activate the FOIA Act, right? But Wole Afolabi, the lawyer of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is now saying that, looking at this FOIA, how does it have to do with Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government at the moment? That as at when the offense allegedly was committed, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a nobody. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as at that point in time, didn't even know that he would be the president of Nigeria. That is what they are saying. They said, oh, Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't know that he will be the president of Nigeria. So, because he didn't know that he will be the president of Nigeria, and now he's the president, why are you now asking for a document that dates back to 1990s for somebody that is ruling in 2023? You can see one of the major arguments of Wole Afolabi, the lawyer of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that no, FOIA, you know that the judge has already given an order. That's why I say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is cunningly smart. Fear who no fear Bola Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the type that he will fight till he die. Even when he dies, his soul will still be fighting. You know those kind of people, they don't give up until maybe life drops out of them. That's the end. But even for somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if life drops out of them, they will have erected a structure that even when they are dead, that structure will still be living on their behalf. Look at how cunningly smart Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. And that is why I pity the likes of Peter Obi. I pity the likes of Atiku Abubakar. Peter Obi is a fair guy. You will like his politics, decent politics, consumption to production, acts like a nice guy. A man that any country will like as a president. But then, the people that he's playing games with, the likes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu with his cunningly smart brain, forget. It will be very difficult, because you know people that if you hold them here, they don't come out from here. You hold them here, they don't come out from here. You hold them here, they don't come out from here. That's the type Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. Don't forget that the judge has already ruled and given an order that release this file. Release it. How Bola Ahmed Tinubu made the FBI, or maybe the FBI intentionally request for more time, I don't know. But before that time come, Tinubu says, oh no, it's back in court again. Give it to him. He may not have good knowledge of how to rule well, but all this mago, all these things, give it to Tinubu. Let us be sincere with ourselves. So he said that FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, under which Aron Greenspan and David Hundeyin are coming under to want to retrieve the drug file from FBI, from CIA, from DEA in the United States, that this thing that they are coming under, no, it can't go like that. Tinubu is fighting hard in the court of District Colombia, in the District Court of Colombia, apologies, that no, FOIA is for when you want to get information about what is going on in government, or if you have anything to do with government, if you collect a contract from government, a link has been attached, then you can activate the FOIA to say, okay, based on this FOIA, tell us how much you collected from government for this contract. That is FOIA. So Tinubu now, through his lawyer Wole Afolabi, is now arguing in the in fact, Nigeria matter go don tire the US judge. Let's be sincere with ourselves. The brain of that US judge, it go don hot so they go even know what to decide again, because as all the knowledge of law that the judge has said, Bola Ahmed Tinubu dey fight am back, say you judge, you go collect, those kind of rugged spirit. So he said that this FOIA, you cannot activate it as against Bola Ahmed Tinubu at this point in time, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a governor from 1999 to 2007. Then he is a president from 2023 to date. You are now requesting for a document as regards what happened in the 1990s, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a nobody. That this file that you are requesting it for, this file that you are requesting for, what do you want to use it to do? How does it connect with Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a government official at this point in time? I will disconnect it. I'm just telling you the argument of Tinubu in court. Trust me, I will disconnect it for you. But let me tell you the argument of the Tinubu lawyer Wole Afolabi says that. So how does somebody that is president now, what concerns you with what he has done in the 1990s? Definitely, you are seeking to get this document for the sake of personal vendetta, that you want to use whatever is in this document to tarnish the image of his client Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Wole Afolabi in the District Court of District Court of Colombia is arguing that this document that you want to get, it is for a political persecution purpose. Wole Afolabi is arguing in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oh God. If you are watching me and you are here to subscribe to this channel, help me press the love button, my people. Wole Afolabi is arguing that no, you cannot get this document. Now, the icing on the cake is that there are previous judgment in the United States. There are previous judgment in the United States that if you are a public official, everybody knows that you are a public official. Despite being a public official, you are entitled to some degree of privacy. Now, this Wole Afolabi, this danger, I said some Nigerians are brilliant, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he goes all out. I don't know how he does it, but he has his way around some of these things. I don't know where he got the Wole Afolabi from. And Wole Afolabi is now saying that this particular document that you want to get it for the sake of personal vendetta. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to some degree, is entitled to some degree of privacy. Look at all the argument that I've given you, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is arguing in court. I've given you like 6 different arguments that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's lawyers are currently using to kill the case in the United States. I've given you like 6 different. If you're a good listener, you will note that I've given you like 6 that Tinubu is arguing hard that no, this document cannot be released for so reason, reason. That is the war that has been going on in the United States. That is, the synopsis of it. Now, let me now give you a breakdown of Tinubu's argument, Aron Greenspan's argument, Tinubu's counter argument, Aron Greenspan's counter argument, Let me give you some breakdown of it because I have a synopsis of it here. Now, one of Tinubu's argument was that Aron Greenspan's freedom of information request aim at exposing private information. I think I've said that earlier, rather than shedding light on the conduct of government agencies. That you are to ask, if you want to shed light on the conduct of government agencies, you want to know if Bola Ahmed Tinubu collected a contract from the US government. It has been linked to a government. But you cannot seek FOIA Act. For instance, now, I'm not a government official. I'm not presiding over your budget. I've never collected contract from the government of Nigeria. I've never held any appointed position. You now activate the FOIA Act to say, this DG, I want to know the state of his health. I'm just using it as an example. Let me use a name. Ola Adewale, I've been dropping a lot of comments. Please, can you make it in English so that people can get to understand what you are saying? Because most people are not Yoruba. I can understand some of the things you are saying, but most of the people here are not Yoruba. Nuru Abdulaziz is saying I. Now let me use Chinedu Anyaoha, right? Jude Unjoku or Oladewale or Nuru Abdulaziz. Now, Omoshola Deji, which is me, I've never done any government contract. I've never been involved in anything government. So, what Wole Afolabi, the lawyer of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is arguing is that you cannot activate the FOIA Act against me, for instance, Omoshola Deji, because I'm not a government official. I've not done anything. So FOIA Act should be about the conduct of government or anything that pertains to government or government agencies. That is the argument of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, what did Aron Greenspan says as a counter argument? Now, before I go into that, I must tell you that Tinubu also argued that releasing the record is an unwarranted. I'm giving you the real argument of Wole Afolabi, the lawyer of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the United States, said it's an unwarranted invasion of privacy. That is the word. Unwarranted invasion of privacy. Don't forget that I will still untangle it for you. Because if you say it is an unwarranted invasion of privacy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a public official. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking decisions every day that affect people's destiny. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu sneeze, destinies are being affected. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu cough, destinies are being affected. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu sleeps, destinies are being affected. So I don't agree with some of the argument of Wole Afolabi, Tinubu's lawyer. But I'm just presenting to you his argument. And I will present to you that of Aron Greenspan. Then I will now give you my own perspective in that regard. So what I'm presenting to you is basically Tinubu's argument in the United States that releasing this record is an unwarranted invasion of privacy. But you may want to ask yourself that, can a private official, can a public official claim privacy? That's one question that we will answer later. Can a public official, you spending public money to enter private jet? It's public money that you are using to feed. You are living in, the house provided with the resources of the Nigerian people. But then you want to claim your private life. Alaye, no, why not spend your private money? If it is Nigerians that are responsible for your feeding, your welfare and everything, definitely your life becomes a matter of interest to that Nigerians, and you must kind of like be able to release information to the same Nigerians. That is what I believe. But Tinubu is arguing that it's an unwarranted invasion of privacy. Now, Tinubu also said that Greenspan want to use the document to influence political disputes in Nigeria. I said that earlier that, this Aron Greenspan, he wants this document to influence political dispute in Nigeria that we suspect that is being funded by some people. We suspect that, this guy, it has some political undertone. Rightly or wrongly, I don't know. But that is the argument of Tinubu in the United States. Now, let me give you some of the argument of Aron Greenspan before I go back to that of Wole Afolabi, the lawyer of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, Aron Greenspan said that, using this document to influence political dispute holds no water. Aron Greenspan said it's a lie. Now, he now argued that even if that is the case, Tinubu himself have been using his position to witch hunt opposition leaders and critics. Kayode Loko is a private president of public nation. Exactly, my brother. I agree with you. You cannot be public. You come to the people, say vote for me, right? You are spending public money. You are enjoying, you are presiding over people's life, but you want to be private. Look at Joe Biden. When Joe Biden in the United States couldn't contest, they stated the ailment that he's suffering from. When he went through this surgical process recently, they stated it, despite the fact that he's no longer in power. Despite the fact that Joe Biden is no longer in power. So that is to show how Nigeria is being run. It happened during the Buhari time, and I'm not sure that if Nigeria has another president, that will not happen. And I'm not sure that somebody like Atiku Abubakar is not suffering from one ailment or the other. The reason why he's not showing is because Atiku is a private individual. He's not using Nigeria's jet to go to Dubai. Maybe each time Atiku goes to Dubai, he returned recently, maybe he's going to see his doctors, not seeing one particular ailment. You won't know. Not until Atiku becomes the president of Nigeria, that is when you will now know that, oh, this man is also sick as well. You know that before Tinubu became president, he just used to go to France. People thought, oh, he has a house in France, he just loves France. People did not know that Baba, they go for medical checkup. But when he became president, and for every president, you must say where the president is going. It's a rule. It is within this Tinubu presidency that you will see that president will just disappear. His itinerary will just change. You know, they will say, oh, the president will be going to Dubai. From Dubai, maybe 2-3 days, you won't be able to account for the president. Baba don't corner go France, you know, just to go and take care of himself. But ordinarily, the itinerary of a president must be stated. God forbid that they kidnap a president. God forbid that maybe all this Taliban or something, they hijack the plane of a president. So that is why once you are a president, your itinerary must be known. If it is possible that the itinerary of a president will not be known, don't you know that Tinubu, you may think he's in Aso Rock and he will be in France receiving treatment. But it is the practice that anywhere a president is, the president of a country, the people that he is presiding over as president must know the itinerary of their president, just in case of anything. You know, if you don't say where you are going, if Russia missile like the Malaysian MH31 or is it MH13, if you go and hit your plane, definitely that is the end. So it is because Bola Ahmed Tinubu must say where he's going. That is why Nigerians now get to know that Ashalaye is sick, so this big man, so he's sick. You know, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still a private citizen, definitely nobody may know. And that is one of my fear about Atiku Abubakar. The only person, or should I say people, that, you know, if I say their health still they okay one kind. Maybe Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, Rabiu Kwakwanso. If you look at it, they spend most of their time in Nigeria, and for that you can see, so okay, if I say this one still get better health small. This will be guy, you say you dey tired, they gave you rest. Okay, within 2-3 days you don't come back on your feet, and that rest now Nigeria you do the rest. Okay, be like say your own health still dey okay small. This one, Rotimi Amechi, no, Rotimi Amechi they go Germany for medical something. He said it himself, you know. But I think his health is still fair. Then who else? Rabiu Kwakwanso, I think, you know, his health is still fair. But Atiku Abubakar, I don't trust. He said because all this Dubai per seconds. If he be say Baba go they take care of himself. So Aron Greenspan in the U.S. District Court of Colombia says that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if you give them this document, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has also been using his position to witch hunt opposition and critics. What does that mean? Opposition leaders, in the sense that, for instance, and let me break this down for you. Is it true or false that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been witch hunting the opposition? Well, maybe not, depending on how you look at it. Let me break it down for you. Let me start with Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar don't collect. You know what they say? Make person collect. Now, there is Aske Mohammed. One guy called Aske. Aske was declared wanted by EFCC. That Aske that was declared wanted by EFCC, one of the alleged close ally of Bayo Ojulari, the head of NNPC, Aske married the child of Atiku Abubakar. Some of you don't know that Atiku and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are very good friends. Don't forget all this nonsense that they are doing, that they just make people to be killing themselves. They are very good friends. Atiku and Tinubu, quote me anywhere. Ask anybody that knows about politics. They'll be party. It's just all this election that brought all this crisis between them. In fact, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was surprised that Atiku could go to that extent as regards his record, Chicago certificate during the tribunal. Because Tinubu was looking at, but Atiku, I be your guy now. Atiku, you don't know me again. I me Bola, your guy. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu was shocked that Atiku could go to that extent because ordinarily they are friends. Tinubu and Peter Obi, they're not too gay like that. But you see Atiku and Bola Tinubu, they are very good friends. Forget all these politics that you see. Maybe recently they are not now good friends after the election because Atiku went very far to make sure that he finished Tinubu once and for all. In fact, if not for the nature of the Nigerian judiciary, or based on the wisdom of my Lord Justices in the Supreme Court, the way Atiku fought that battle in court, if it were to be another country, forget Tinubu is gone. He's gone. Like first subsidy, he's gone. Because Atiku fought the battle of his life. But then, in the wisdom of the Supreme Court justices, with profound respect to them, they believe that Atiku's argument holds no water. But Atiku don't collect because Aske was declared wanted by EFCC. Apostle Diojo, I'm coming to your comment in a moment. I can see your comments dropping. Keep it dropping. I'll come back to it. So, Atiku don't collect. I'm talking of the argument of Aron Greenspan in the United States that even if Tinubu, you are saying that, oh, they want to use it for political persecution, but you have been using your position to witch hunt the political opposition leaders and critics. Now, is it right or wrong? Let us look at the political opposition leaders. Number one, Atiku don't collect. And Atiku will still collect. You know when they say collect, Atiku don't collect Koboko. And the truth is, as 2027 approaches, Atiku will still collect. Now, small. You know when they say collect, now small. Now, that of Aske is still declared wanted by EFCC. In fact, they pursued the matter to France. You know that the headquarters of Interpol is in France. So the Tinubu government wants Interpol to declare Aske wanted. But Aske fought the battle in Paris, in France, that it is a political vendetta. And the Interpol, at their headquarters, they said, yes, they are aware of the political battles in Nigeria and they don't like to get involved. That's why you see that the Interpol did not declare Aske Mohammed, the in-law of Atiku Abubakar, wanted, despite the fact that EFCC have declared him wanted and Interpol is supposed to follow suit. So they saw it more as a political battle rather than any justifiable battle of economic and financial crimes. That's why I said Atiku don't collect. Now let's go to Peter Obi. Peter Obi too, he don't collect. And if he's not careful, he go still collect. That's how Bola Ahmed Tinubu does his game. I'm trying to link it up with the argument of Aron Greenspan in the District Court of Colombia in the United States that Tinubu himself has been witch hunting political leaders. You will recall that Peter Obi's brother, that his house was demolished in Lagos. Ordinarily, let us be sincere with ourselves. If they demolish people's house, not be like Peter Obi's brother on a normal day, like on the norms, because the normal spirit of how do they used to call it, esprit de corps in the military, in the police, the DSS, esprit de corps should naturally apply. Say, now we. Normally, if Nigerians are suffering, what Nigerians will suffer, Peter Obi must not suffer it. Never. Because why? Peter Obi is a person of privilege. Peter Obi is a former presidential candidate. So, no matter what happens, even people that are in the Tinubu camp, we say they don't build house on top canal. The house that they built on top the canal, they make every area they flood. But because they are in the Tinubu camp, government no demolish the property. There was a time they were mentioning a Yoruba king as regards the flood in Lekki. I don't want to mention anybody. That, you know, the land where the king get, all the houses where they built, in Nigerian affect the drainage system. Rightly or wrongly, I don't know. But till now, nothing has happened to the property. Because why? The day Bola camp. The day the Tinubu camp. But Peter Obi's brother, all of a sudden, there was a court case, there was another. Before you can say, oh, Jesus is Lord, they don't demolish the property. Eh? Peter Obi, despite his connection, despite his influence, he was looking everywhere for the person that has the case in court. Peter Obi said, find me this person. Go and watch the video on his page. Scroll through. Down, 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 down. You will see the video. Peter Obi stood on the property. He said he is willing to negotiate with the... And some of you don't know that Obi guy is a billionaire. Forget all this black all this black Buba and Shokoto that I used to wear. Obi is fuckingly rich. Obi is madly rich. Forget, Obi has been rich before they even born some people. Obi, let me give you an instance. When Abacha was the head of state and Abacha blocked the port, Obi was one of the people that was delegated to meet Abacha as regards discongesting the port. Before Obi could meet Abacha as regards decongesting the port that year, it means say Obi no be newbie for importation. To use the word of the bunch, importer, exporter, cocoa water. If you are asking, if you are saying, oh, who is Obi? That is the perfect word that comes to my mind. Importer, exporter, cocoa water. To use the word of the bunch. So before they can say that, oh yeah, go and meet the president. For instance, now, teachers, they agitate. And they now say, oh, let us delegate some teachers to go and meet with Tinubu. Before they go fit pick you, it means say you be one of the head teachers. And you don't teach for so long. They don't go pick newly recruit teacher. Oh yeah, go and meet the president. Like. And so, before Peter Obi can be among those people that met Abacha at that point in time, it means Obi don't date the game, they. And do you know how Obi is thinking rich? Some of you don't know. You just think he's poor because if you say, I know they give shishi. If you know they give shishi, it's okay. I like that. But Obi is not a poor guy. Don't let anybody deceive you. No, Obi is not a poor guy at all. Do you know why? Let me give you another example. When Obi met with Abacha, they put him in the committee. Said that they put poor man for committee for Nigeria. Let's be sincere with ourselves. They put him there, part of the committee. So, Aron Greenspan is pointing at some of these things in the Justice Court of Colombia. Say, Alaye, come. What are you saying? You are saying this thing is a witch hunt against your person. In Nigeria that you are leading, have you not been witch hunting other people? Have you been fair to them? Have you not been using your position against them? God bless you for pressing the love button. If you are watching me, please press the love button. Subscribe to this channel if you are yet to. If you are just joining me, you don't miss a lot, but we still have some things to cover. Mikido TV, God bless you. He says, Dr. Deja, you did. I'm fine, my brother. God bless all of you. Help me press the love button. Press it as much as possible so that others can get to see. We are just educating and enlightening ourselves. God bless all of you. You know, as I usually say, I love you all sincerely. But I'm not ending the show. That's always my parting shot. So, Aron Greenspan is putting forward a strong argument in the United States. Say, Alaye, shut up. What are you saying? You say, oh, they shouldn't release your document because they want to cause some damage to you and all that. Why are you a president? And you know that some of these cases is very embarrassing because in court, they don't respect anybody in court. Let me tell you the truth. In court, who can you hear from? Go and ask Showore. Go and ask Showore. If they have a case against you in court, you know, they don't. The court is not a place where they respect people and they will say, oh, please, hello. No, the court is a place of fire and thunder. You will come up with your greatest argument. So when Tinubu said that, oh, this thing, they want to use it for political purpose to witch hunt me. They want to use it to finish my career. Then, Tinubu, Aron Greenspan have to argue that, no, you yourself, you have been witch hunting people. I gave you the instance of Atiku Abubakar. Now I'm giving you the one of Peter Obi. When the house was till now, Obi never see the woman. You see all this Tinubu. Now the wicked past devil. Till now, Peter Obi presidential candidate, e still dey find the woman wey that allegedly get the property of that his brother wey dem dey fight of, on top that property, till now e never see the person. So directly or indirectly, Obi sef e don collect. Now let us go to NNPP. You know that you won't watch me in vain. I will give you all these examples. Let's go to NNPP. I've given you that of Atiku Abubakar, a presidential candidate in 2023, leading figure. He don't collect, and he go still collect. I've given you that of Peter Obi. Tinubu don't flog him, and they still dey warm up. They go still flog him. Let me give you that of NNPP, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. That one too, he don't collect. And now wetin that one collect, now they make him brain dey craze these days. You know that they are saying that, oh, this guy will come into the APC and this and that. He met with the president. When he left there and he see that Tinubu no cooperate, he said, oh, this man is a yeah man, they do well for North, this and that. That thing went viral at that point in time. How did Rabiu Kwankwaso collect? Just to back up Aron Greenspan. Don't forget that we are dissecting that District Court of Colombia issue. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was one of the people that made Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, that made him an emir. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they made Sanusi Lamido Sanusi an emir to spite Goodluck Jonathan. Now, that emir Lamido Sanusi, that's why if you don't understand politics, you'll be pitying some of these people. I can never pity somebody like Emir Sanusi Lamido. No, make them flog her, make it cry. Make all tears come off for her. I don't feel pity him. Do you know why? Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when Sanusi Lamido came up with it, and that thing really pained Jonah. That's why I won't be surprised if Jonah decided to contest to pay Tinubu back. That thing pained him because he was at an international forum recently and he referenced it as regards $30 billion missing from CBN. In fact, he said when he met, is it the president of Belgium or the prime minister at that point in time, that when the head of that country, either Belgium or Brazil, saw him, that the first thing he asked him is that, Mr. President, how did $30 billion got missing from your treasury? That's a lot of money. Jonathan said he was very embarrassed. That he said, no, Your Excellency, it's all false, it's all politics. That the president of that country, that Belgium or Brazil, now said, I hope so, because even here in our country, $30 billion is a whole lot of money. That was the response. So you can see that it was an international embarrassment for Goodluck Jonathan at that point in time. And who were some of the people that were backing Sanusi Lamido? Sanusi said, right on, boy. Go on, boy. Yes, you can do it. Tinubu was allegedly one of them. God bless you. Eneche Ocheme says it's the Chancellor of Germany. You know, I don't remember the particular country, but you may be right. Tinubu was one of the people that influenced the emergence of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi to be the emir of Kano when Jonathan disgraced him out of office, because the embarrassment was much. In fact, Jonathan said they had to hire, is it KPMG or something, to do a forensic analysis, and they said that they couldn't find anything of significance in terms of fraud pertaining to that amount. So when Jonathan disgraced Lamido out of office, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they were looking for, okay, what can we do as regards this guy? And don't forget that at that point in time, Rabiu Kwankwaso was the governor of Kano State. Rabiu Kwankwaso was allegedly in the camp of all these Buhari Tinubu at that point in time. And Lamido Sanusi is from the royal family. It was this Adubairo that they are fighting with now. This Adubairo, you know, there are two emirs in Kano. You see that Adubairo, he was the one that was supposed to be the emir at that point. That's why you see, fear Nigerian politics. Nigerian politics is very deadly. In fact, all Nigerian politicians, especially those at the top, they are evil spirit. They are not normal human beings anymore. They have turned to evil spirits. You see, they now said, oh, allegedly that Adubairo, that this guy, if they put him e no go really get effect. They have to maneuver Rabiu Kwakwanso. And I'm going somewhere. And at the end of the day, against Adobayero, that is contesting for that seat now that Ganduje put there, Adobayero was the one that was supposed to be the emir. But for political reasons, as influenced by the likes of Bola Ahmed, when it comes to politics, give it to him, like him or hate him. Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows his way. If he wants something from you, he knows. I don't know how he does it, but he knows his way. Adobayero was brushed to one side. Sanusi Lamido was made the emir to spite Goodluck Jonathan. Now, as God will have his way, or maybe steal it, grab it, run away with it, whatever, Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged as president. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged as president, naturally, against all odds, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is supposed to support Sanusi because na im product. You understand? But that's why I said Nigerian politicians are like evil spirit. They don't really have conscience like that. I'm talking about politicians, in the majority of them. In fact, if you have conscience, you cannot be a politician in Nigeria, because you must be able to do something that is very wicked and you go and sleep at night. You see people dying of hunger like this. You still steal their money. You don't get house for US, UK. You still go buy a house for US, UK. That's how Nigerian politics is. Look at Yeso Wike. Look at Yeso Wike, $2 million house that they said he bought allegedly in Florida, United States. Some of you don't read. Whereas people are suffering in River State. People are dying. There's no food. There's no water. There's nothing. So for you to be a politician in Nigeria, you must be an evil spirit. There must be some devil, some mini devil in you. So it is expected. Now, don't forget that we are talking about Aron Greenspan, his argument. I've told you how Atiku Abubakar don't collect and he go still collect. I don't tell you how Peter Obi collect and he go still collect. Now, I'm telling you that of Rabiu Kwakwanso. Now, when Rabiu Kwakwanso produced Abdulkabir Yusuf as the governor of Kano State, don't forget that Ganduje was the deputy governor to Kwakwanso, and Ganduje was very loyal. You know those people that they had like Mumu, yes sir. Before you say anything, Oga, have your way, sir. Oga, God bless you. No, Ranka Dedi, Oga, you know, they're very loyal. Very, very loyal. Ganduje, if he wants to meet his principal at that time, sometimes he even afford to sit on the floor. Extremely loyal. Rabiu Kwakwanso was like, okay, let this guy be the governor, which is rare. Which is very, very rare. You hardly see a governor that will be leaving office and will put his deputy in Nigeria. It's very rare. Quote me anywhere. Look at what happened in Kogi. You see that Edward Onoja now. They cry like baby, cry baby all the place. Yaya Bello, I will not forgive him. He betrayed me. He did to the primary. This, that, this. But Ganduje, Kwakwanso installed Ganduje. Kwakwanso wanted to be the president. When the APC primary produced Muhammadu Buhari, everybody just switch allegiance. They just follow Buhari go. So, at the end of the day, Kwakwanso was able to grab power back in Kano State through Abdulkabir Yusuf, the current governor. So, looking at it, despite the fact that Kwakwanso is of the NNPP, it is expected that he would naturally support anything that has to do with Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. Why? Because Sanusi Lamido Sanusi is a product of the Tinubu empire. It's a product. Now say make Kwakwanso install the guy, although it's from a royal family. But now Adobayero they won't give. Now they have installed him. Things have turned around. You are the president. Ganduje is backing Adobayero, his product. Now, there is a state governor saying Sanusi Lamido should come back. State chieftaincy or kingship is a state affair, or even in some cases, local government. But Ganduje have been using the machinery of the state, the machinery of the federal government to create problem for Kwakwanso, Abdulkabir Yusuf, and Emir Lamido Sanusi. That is one of the problems that this guy, Kwakwanso, is having with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That, Baba, either which way, Lamido Sanusi is your product. If you know they your clique again now, if you know be your boy again, but then, Now come say make I install this guy now. So even if anything change, okay, now this guy now, why na dey behave like this? If this guy no be good person, why na say make I install am that time? No be so e suppose be now. Ordinarily na Adobaero have for install. But all these things have met deaf ears. And I suspect that when Kwakwanso met with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all his talk, it just fell on deaf ears. That was why that one came out recently. And started saying, oh, Tinubu is a terrible guy. You know, he doesn't favor the north and other. Oga Mechonu, you there. If when you met with the president have done whatever you want for you, have favored you, and given another that, you know, they should desist and seize all support from this guy. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu have given him the support, Kwakwanso will not come out to make that statement. So currently, Kwakwanso too, he dey collect. Kwakwanso too, he dey collect. So Aron Greenspan in the US, District Court of Colombia, is arguing that you are saying they want to use this thing to witch hunt you as a political purpose, that if they release your document, Oga, have you not been using your own office as president of Nigeria to witch hunt other people? When I read that particular thing, I was like, is this true? Then I was now looking at it. Yes, Atiku Abubakar, yes, he don't collect. Yes, Peter Obi, yes,